Okay, he's been there advocating for it, and he's going to get it across the finish line. Senator Chuck Schumer.
Well, first, I want to hold my papers down.
You're on your own.
There you are, colleague.
We have such good members. Ron Wyden does everything. He's the all-purpose finance chairman. Anyway, it's great to be here. I want to thank our great speaker, Nancy Pelosi. She mentioned George Miller, my landlord for 35 years. I used to tell people I've lived with my wife 37 years and with George Miller 35 years, because he was the house in which we lived. But she has been such a passionate leader for all of these things, and we're great partners, and we probably talk to each other about 5-6 times a day. And as I've mentioned previously, she once in a while now laughs at my jokes. I want to thank Patty Murray. She has been an inspiration to all of us in the Senate in fighting for these issues. Every time Patty raises her hand in the caucus, everyone knows that she is going to speak about families. She's going to speak about children in a persistent, passionate, and so intelligent and thoughtful way. She's our leader on these issues, and we're great to have her. And the two men here, Chuck Schumer and Ron Wyden, willingly follow her lead. And I could say the same thing about my great partner and friend on this issue, Kirsten Gillibrand. You know, having a more diverse Senate or any legislative body really makes a difference. We saw it yesterday when Cori Bush had been evicted herself and knew the horror of being evicted and led the charge. But both Kirsten and Patty, as well as Speaker Pelosi, have seen how women are discriminated against, how our laws never paid attention to things that matter, of course, to all of us, and of course to families, but to women in particular. And the fact that they are in the Senate, and the fact that they are working so hard on these issues and are beacons for us, means that we are going to succeed on these issues. So how many of you were on the bus? Hi, bus people. We're also trying to get some money for electric buses, so those buses are nice and clean. There's a lot of things to do. We got a lot to do. But in any case, this is an amazing moment for our country. It's a unique moment. It's a unique moment. When you think back to our history and you realize there are certain moments where you can change America. And Franklin D. Roosevelt did that in the 30s, and Lyndon Johnson did it in the Great Society. And we have that unique opportunity. It comes around about once every 50 years, and here we are. Let us not forsake it. It's too important. Now, people are beginning, after vaccines are being distributed. And by the way, I saw that Governor DeSantis, the anti-vaccine person, is now behind in the polls to Governor Christ. Yeah, it doesn't pay to be backward on these issues, even politically. But in any case, now that we're getting back to work, we're starting to rebuild our lives. Too many families still struggle to make ends meet. And what COVID has done is it's sort of like a magnifying glass. I like to say about Dr. King, one of the greatest men America ever had, Dr. Martin Luther King, that with his broad shoulders, he held up a giant mirror. And then with his intelligence, his eloquence, and his faith, he forced America to look into that mirror, and they didn't like what they saw, and that began the long road, which we're still trotting, of racial equality, towards racial equality. Well, COVID, in a different way, did the same thing. It exhibited all the problems in our society. It exacerbated the problems of lack of child care. It exacerbated and showed the problems of lack of sick leave and family leave. It showed how families in modern America are struggling. The old days, when when I was a kid, my father was an exterminator. My mother was what's called a housewife. She stayed home. And when the car broke down, when they didn't have money, when someone got sick, when someone had to travel, when someone was having a child or had a parent who was very sick, there was at least one parent always there. Do you know what percentage of families are like that now? About 16% of all families are two-parent families with only one parent working. The rest are either single parents or both parents working, because you can't survive unless both parents work if you're a two adult family. And so we need these changes. COVID showed we needed these changes. We needed them before COVID. But COVID highlighted these changes. And that's why what President Biden has done with his Build Back Better and the families part of Build Back Better is so, so vital. Whether it's paid leave, which I know people took the bus trip for, or home care, or child care, we need it all. We need to help average families, middle-class families, deal with the struggles they deal with day to day. We need to help those who are trying to struggle to get to the middle class make it easier. And the things we're standing for here, paid leave, family leave, sick leave, child care, and all the other issues in the Families Bill can make that happen. So, as I said when I started, this is a unique moment for all of us. Let us not pass it by. Let us not pass it by, and we will make all of us, all of you, and not all of, but the majority of people over there, we're all going to make it happen. Thank you.
There you go. Thank you, Chuck.
Thank you so much, Leader. Thank you.